good? Okay, we're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. Lovely fall. Oh, no, it's still,
I think it still is
it's
summer.
still summer.
Yes.
Beautiful out. All right, so we don't have any additions. Michael's not going to get here, so we're going to cross off that presentation.
He's not?
He's not going to.
No, he's not going to be able to make it. Okay, public be heard. Anybody from the public would like to speak? If you do, please come up to the chair, name, address, and 5 minutes.
No one.
Takes care of that.
Nobody? Okay, we're going to move on. I need a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for the regular board meeting held on September 3rd, 2024.
I'll second it.
Further discussion?
Yes.
What'd you find? Steven?
Sorry, I mixed up my tabs. Did we take care of, there's no issue, but just I wanted, there was follow-up. Did we save that for board concerns?
Yep.
Okay, never mind.
Or you can do it under when we go to this
Yeah.
department reports.
Yep, never mind.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No opposed, carried, thank you. All right, before we get into department reports, I'd like to thank all the departments that worked the Grand Prix Festival, both pre, during, and post, as well as the police department and the NASCAR weekend. That was quite a long couple of weekends. Lots of people in town. Appreciate all of you. All right, parks. Stace, anything new besides your lengthy report here? Okay, I did call the Canal Corp today. They're checking on, well, she said they're done. They're not done?
They were still home.
Okay.
I don't think they were fully set up down there.
Okay.
I went by there today, looked at the road and stuff, but it didn't carry out.
Okay, so I did share the concern about the road, especially after driving on it this morning. So she's going to get back to me. She's going to talk to the superintendent that's down there, because I just think they're pushing dirt around
That's all they're doing.
and mud.
That's what, well,
It's a mess.
it's all the
Stand
dirt and mud
whatever
that's spilling
machine
out.
they're using, it's almost like chopping up the road.
That's, I told her.
They just keep pushing it around.
Yeah, I told her it's creating a lot of dust, and to me, it's almost like cement, because
Yeah.
it's just, grit on top of water, on top of them churning it, and that I told her it was a new road, and
Yeah.
they need to come and look at it, so.
Wash it off with a hose.
Well, I said, if we need the fire department to go down there,
That's my concern more is they've been scraping the road.
yeah,
All day long.
Yeah.
Every day, scraping it, and then they run the sweeper over it.
Yeah.
Every time you scrape it with the tractor, with that blade
Oh,
down,
yes.
you're wearing that pavement.
Right.
Well,
Loosening it up.
pardon?
It probably loosens it up too.
Yeah, and I mean, they've
Both.
been doing this for what, a month now?
right.
All day long scraping that road.
And that doesn't come off the car very easy either, let me tell you.
We just, right now, we just quit until they're done. We wash the vehicle, and by the end of the day, it's just packed on that concrete again. So, but I mean, that, and like I said, it's everything that's spilling out of the trucks when
Right.
they drive down there.
Sludge.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a interesting month.
Yeah, if I don't hear back from her tomorrow, I'll follow up, but she was gonna talk to her team and get back to me. Anything else, Stace? Okay.
I just got, so when do we, is there a time where we cut off, where they come and take the Rena-Johns away?
Yep. Yeah, we're a little early yet.
Yeah,
When do we
Still a
usually
lot
do
of
that? When
people.
we close the park on October 27th?
I mean, it'll probably be around that, I mean, especially with some of them are for the maintenance crews too. So I don't know if you're specifically asking about the boat launch, I mean, we have till the end of October.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, we don't leave them around all the, we stop
Take
it
'em out for the
eventually.
winter.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's still tons of people in the park right now.
Yeah, I
There'll
mean,
be
I
people on the, you gotta see
did
people on
have,
the lake.
Scott and his crew, they picked up the picnic table, which is a little early, he's gonna be down and nothing with the crew, so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my concern over at Clue right now with those being gone. There's still people in the park, but he's not gonna have anybody to
Right, we're getting down to
get them.
slim pickings here.
I just had one thing for you, Stacy. When does the concession stand vendor leave?
Well, I was looking at their lease, it's the end of September, I think is what we had their lease to. But
Right.
somehow today she posted fall hours, so it's gonna start to lease.
And we also got the DOT to put some new safety signs down there. Did you see them?
I did not yet, no.
Okay.
I drove by there twice today.
There's consistent with, oh, you didn't notice them when you drove by. You can't miss them, they're bright yellow.
I know. Well, so are the other 150 signs we got all
Yeah,
over.
they put like a playground sign up as well, kind of a little bit,
Yeah.
kind of when you come over the bridge there. And we're hoping for more later, but they, they've got these studies and stuff, which they're looking more for us.
Yeah, they said upwards of 2 years.
Jeez. I love studies.
Yeah, so I think, I'm pretty sure that the stand is supposed to be open till
Yeah, in September.
end of September.
Yeah, I was just, I didn't care when it was closed. I was just thinking, do you go through there? You might,
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
go through and inspect it at the end.
yeah, I'm just thinking before they leave, I'm sure you're all over it, just you might wanna check it out before they start packing up. In case you see something that we need to support you with them, so.
Yeah, Scott's usually pretty good about,
He's in
Getting
there
in there
inspecting it.
Yeah,
See if something left in the fryer?
taste
We did
testing.
take pictures this time pre-possession too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have something to go off from.
Yeah, I'm sure you're all over it, but just whenever,
yeah, we
it's
went
good to
there.
go in there before, so that after they leave, it's,
Right.
just in
Most of
case you
that-
see something.
Most of that stuff's
See
all,
something
they
you don't
brought
like.
most of their own stuff in though, right?
We did bring a lot of their own, and
Right.
ours is all inventory now.
But we have stuff, that's all I'm just saying.
The plan is now to, we looked at the weather, to turn this flat pad off September 30th, so, which is a Monday.
Cool.
Thanks, Stace. All right, streets, can you, I forgot to mention to Kenny this morning, the potholes in Glenwood Cemetery are terrible. And I know they've been out there patching some, but can you have them just, maybe they did it, I don't know, but I know at least one resident that fell in one of them, so if you could have him check. Thank you. All right, no codes. Megan's on the phone. No electric. What about wastewater superintendent, anything to add, Terry? Megan, did you have anything to add for your water? Okay, thank you. Terry, just to follow up from last meeting, and Frank just brought it up to me, that paving that came down. Can you take a look at the top of Bass Street? It looks like there might be some,
There's damage on Bath Street, and it was done by Suco, and they are, I'll get with Kenny again, they are supposed to repair it.
okay.
Pardon? Yeah, yes, they drove some equipment on and damaged the road with all those little divots, and they were supposed to take care of that near the end of paving season, so I'll get back with Kenny and discuss that, see when they are.
Yeah, and the other thing was related to Peter Wadinsky last meeting, when he's talking about whose responsibility, county where the village meet, that right above where we're talking about. You were gonna talk to Donnie, I
Well,
think.
again, I think he was more concerned about the weed eating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the culvert, I haven't been able to get with Donnie, he hasn't been in.
Okay.
Every time I've gone over there, but, I mean, numerous times I've explained to Peter that we don't do culverts.
Right.
If he wants it done, he's gotta do it himself. I mean,
Right.
They're still finishing the road up there with the stone in the driveways, and, they just did one side of the road with the shoulder with stone, they still have to do the other side of the stone, so they're still working on it up there.
Okay.
But I think he was concerned too more about his survey stakes and that one. So
Yeah.
Donnie, I gotta discuss the survey stakes with him.
Okay.
That's what I had from the prior meeting. Also, the sewer credit you were supposed to check on, that on 204 North, did they get you pictures or anything?
I have not heard anything on that whatsoever, so
Yeah, you haven't because we have another one, so,
I haven't seen that one.
for the same owner, so Fred has it, we've asked for more details. We're probably gonna have to have one of your team go up there and look at both of them. So there's been 2 leaks apparently. 2 different houses though, not the same house. Yeah, Fred has the details. All right. Anything extra for police? Thanks, Jumper. No fire, no treasurer, and our clerk are learning in Saratoga. All right, any other questions from the board on departments? Okay, need a motion to accept all department reports?
I make a motion to accept all department reports.
Second?
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposed? Okay, thank you. All right, let's move into voting items. Let me catch up here. First is approve McCrossen's next payment number 17. I need a motion.
I'll make
please.
a motion to approve McCrossen's payment application number 17 for $308,069.03 for work performed under the Water System Improvements Project.
Second.
Further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
No opposed? Carrie, thank you. All right, next is the change order number 10. I did send the board additional information on this. I don't know if you all had the time to read it. It's probably about 3 o'clock now, 2:30 this afternoon. Let's get a motion and we can talk about,
I'll make a motion to approve McCrossen change order number 10 for an increase in contract of $21,022 for an additional concrete and trench drain work on South Point Road.
Second, sorry.
do you say Margaret? Okay. I always keep track in case somebody forgets. Okay, now further discussion. Did anybody see the summary that I sent?
I
Did
breezed
it.
through it, but I'm looking at this one page here, and, we were under the impression it was gonna be a 50-50 split.
No, it's all coming out of the project.
Excuse me, Mike had made that comment, or somebody said, well, boss, this is always done through a project. Okay, so what we did is we got a, pardon me, we got a credit of what it was gonna cost to do the paving, because right now it's too late in the season, and even the company that did the driveway didn't wanna do it, it's too small a job. So their request was concrete.
Concrete, yeah, yeah.
Now, the concrete is, you can't just put a strip of concrete in, you gotta do it all. But since that storm drain has settled, that's from the digging and everything else, that's nobody's fault. That's not the fault of the contractor, that's not the fault of anybody, it's the fault of the soil. So the contract itself, or contingency funds, you have certain things that get damaged, McGee Street.
Right.
The best I could say is McGee Street.
Right.
When we did McGee Street, and Lori was directly involved with that one, was supposed to be a strip down the road ended up costing $850,000. Because we ended up having to replace the whole street. The contract paid for it, but because we damaged it. You're bringing equipment in there, even though it's a parking area, it's not meant to take the heavy equipment that they bring in for digging. I'm not saying it was in the best of shape, but we chewed it up even worse, whatever. So it makes more sense to do the concrete. We could get that done this year without having to wait till next year. And having the home or the business owner even more upset with us. The drain that has settled, that's not a contractor's fault, that's a soil issue. Which is the same as what we had on McGee Street, where the soil, the consistency of the soil, every time you would dig, even though you filled it with stone, things settled down, and we had to, we repaired every single, entrance to the driveway, even though, we didn't damage it, but in the course of paving that street, you can't leave it. It looks like crap. So that's where the contractor, the contingency funds are covering the 21,000. Originally, it was supposed to be 32,000, and we were able
Got
to
the
get it
credit.
down to, if you remember, it was 32,000.
Yeah, and the
We got it
contingency
down to
budget is,
21,000.
Yeah, but I'm looking at this one page and where it says total subcontractor cost is 5,802. And what we're voting on is on 21,000.
Pardon?
that's a credit.
No, the
Oh, I
credit was the
understand.
5,000 for the.
That's why it's in parentheses, should be in parentheses.
Okay,
That's a credit.
Yeah, so that's what brings the total down to the 21,022, and the contingency budget is still about 155,000, which,
Yeah, I realize we have it to cover, I guess in the meeting,
Yeah, I think it was kind of.
I misunderstood because I thought it was just gonna be a 50/50.
No, no,
That's what I thought.
it never works that way.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get a credit, like if you remove something, you will get a credit for it. You will never get the credit of usually what it's worth, like, I'm just picking numbers here, so, but say it's worth 50,000, well, they're gonna offer you a credit of 35,000. They make 15,000 no matter what. That's just the name of the game in the construction, or doing this kind of, and that doesn't matter what construction project you're on.
Well, I wish they would explain that in the meeting, but.
I mean, the valves, we're making headway on the valves. So, I mean, there was a big explanation in there on the valves. The valves originally.
We're not discussing valves tonight, though, Terry. We're discussing this
well,
change order.
but the valves,
Will be
That-
the next change order.
right,
Right.
but it was
But-
part of that communication
It was part
included
of
the
that
valve.
communication, that's why I'm discussing it. The valves, we could not change. They had to be cut out, TIG welded in. I can't TIG weld. I can do
Yeah.
MIG welding, I can do stick welding, I can braze, I cannot do TIG welding.
And they're underwater.
Well, yes, they're underwater, and the way that whole system was designed is it was built, remember we discussed, it was built at the factory. They welded everything in, came in and sat it all in place. So what happens there is now you've got new valves, but old actuators. The actuators, Wade has had to go right back to General Filter, the people who actually built that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which has been bought out by another company. You know, we've gotten him, or Wade's been able to get information, hopefully McCrossin contacts the people that's needed to get the actual actuators and the diagrams we need for the pneumatic diagrams. So that kind of, that was kind of put on the shelf because until they can give a complete change order of all the stuff. But again, it was originally wasn't put in the contract, even though we noticed that there was an issue with them. And then we were able to do it manually, and then we had to throw them back into the project and had DOH. So that will be the next change order coming in, and that's part of the email that was sent out.
So
I
Mike,
think it was question about the contingency, Lori touched on that. Right now, we're in pretty good shape with the contingency.
So that the contingency is money that's been granted that we haven't used.
Right.
No, the contingency is money, when you go into a project like this, you put 10 or 15% to the side.
Yeah, it's like our little savings account for these types of
Yeah.
issues.
In case something comes up.
In
Yeah.
case stuff like this comes up. And being that it's a retrofit of everything, you can't foresee everything. You're gonna have things come up that nobody even saw.
Right, it's stuff that you can't foresee,
Yeah,
but valves that were outdated, you can see. And we had professionals looking at this.
no, you had two maintenance guys looking at this, two maintenance guys.
When it was bid, two maintenance guys,
Myself and Wade, and we thought we could change the valves. Once we got down in, these valves are underwater. We had no idea that these valves were actually TIG welded in, stainless steel. Now, as a maintenance guy, I am not even qualified to weld or TIG weld. So it was way beyond what we could do. Hence, Megan and Wade actually operated them manually so we could get them thrown back, or once the project started, got them thrown back into the project. We were trying to save the village some money, but that just didn't work out. Not with the way they built these tanks. We don't have any.
I'm not saying this is your fault, Terry,
No,
I'm
no,
saying,
no, no.
when
I'm
they
trying
bid
to
the project, they come and inspect what they're gonna submit their RFP response to.
Again, a lot of it too, these valves are underwater. They started giving us problems.
Right.
Okay, and they were working, and one of the big ways that we found out that there was a problem was, I got a call from Brad at the wastewater plant, because the flows over the weekend had almost doubled. And now usually that's an indication we have either a water main break or something bad's going on. So, I mean, I called Megan right away, that was, well, about two, yeah, at the start of the project, it just. Yes. And like I said, we thought we were gonna be able to change them, and with the way they designed it, we couldn't. So if you wanna put that one on me,
I mean,
that-
not,
No, no,
it's,
I'm
they
not saying
bid
that.
on a
I'm just saying
project.
even
Why
then,
did we redo the water plant?
what we did
To
in the water
refurbish it with new equipment.
we were, most of what we were doing in that water plant was I'm calling it a consent order, it's an administrative.
Right.
It fell under that administrative. There are things throughout this project that, yes, we added in, like the lighting,
Well, sure, yeah.
stuff like that. These valves, we thought we could do them in-house, we couldn't, we had to add them into the project.
Yep.
That's,
I mean, as much as we can, we try to do that in-house.
well, we do,
but
we try and save the village as much money as we can by doing as much as we can in-house, but sometimes it's beyond any of our skill sets. I have an issue going on in the wastewater plant right now that is just, we just don't have the, I don't know what we're gonna do, we're still trying to figure that one out.
Yep. All right, further discussion? All in favor? Aye. No opposed, this is carried, Barb, thank you. Okay, we have a resolution providing consent to the school district for their seeker. I need a motion.
Okay, so I make a motion to, the resolution providing consent to the Watkins Glen Central School District Board of Education to act as lead agency of a district-wide capital improvement project.
I'll second it.
All right, discussion. There's a detailed list in here. It's pretty
Yes.
small of what they're doing. The one question I had that I don't know the answer to is, do we get a building permit? I'm assuming we do. I have to talk to Dennis about that. But this isn't uncommon. Typically, if they're doing a project like this, did you say something, Barb?
Schools don't have to.
They don't have to? Thank you. I learn something every time.
Very nice.
So you're saying that when they do projects like that, they have to get a resolution from our approval?
Well, because they're the lead agency for this, what they call the seeker, which is the environmental impact. That's this form. If you look at all the questions.
A lot of stuff.
This is for any project, this has to be completed. This is, the school will be the lead agency to complete it, which they already have, attached. And then we just provide a resolution giving them the authority to do such. And Hunt Engineers is the engineering firm for this project.
What's the actual project? They did the,
A lot.
It's on page
All schools
a
are,
lot.
1 of 13, so
They're
it's,
actually gonna take the bleachers and move them all the way over to the other side, so the sun doesn't shine in your eyes.
yeah, there's a whole list here.
Oh, it's okay, I can read
Renovations,
over it. Yeah, I
improvements,
see it now.
high school bus garage, district storage building, associated
Light
facilities. Yeah, it's a lot.
just numerous facets of the school, the
Element-
pool,
and
gymnasium stuff.
Elementary school, parking lot, it's gonna be reconfigured. I think they're gonna put in a little garden landscaping in that little area that they bought back from,
Power stations for the electric
Where's
buses
the
that they have to
kids'
have by
playground? What?
2035.
what, Mark?
I think they should put a playground back there.
All right, further
We won't
discussion?
go there, yeah.
Too late.
Please don't close the pool. Yes, yeah, I wanna look over that.
New speakers.
All right. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No opposed, it's carried. Thank you. Okay, next is finally a resolution authorizing the award for the general construction for the playground. Need a motion, please.
I make a motion to, for the resolution authorizing the award of the Project Seneca Clue Park redevelopment Phase 3 accessible playground general construction contract in the amount of $363,360.
I'll second it.
Okay, further discussion. We had 2 bidders. This individual bid came in the same company that we used for the Clute Park paving project. And we'll be getting underway sometime late fall, I would say. Other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, is carried, thank you. All right, this next is a draft RFP for village recycling. I'd take a motion.
A motion to approve the draft RFP for village recycling and amended after board review.
Second.
Discussion. So I talked to Stephen about this last night, so there's a couple of questions. We need to get this out, which we know, but there was a couple of questions for the board that he and I talked about. One in particular on page 2, the equipment. Stephen thought we might want to take this out because he's said, you know, the garbage and dump trucks are utilizing our streets are bigger than this. Steve, on the typical recycling vehicle, whatever it is it usually limited on 35,000 pounds?
No.
Okay.
I mean, but the tons per load is lighter than the garbage truck, which your garbage trucks are running the streets with twin axles.
Okay,
And they carry anywhere from 8 to 15 tons. Recycling, you're only averaging 4 tons
So
on
that's-
the same type of truck.
later.
So it's actually, it's lighter than
Yeah.
what a garbage truck is blowing through the city, so.
So is there a possibility that some trucks may have more than 2 axles and 6 wheels?
Yeah, there might be a tag axle, a drop axle, but I haven't seen Greenleaf with a tag axle or Cardinal or Casella. They all,
So they're like really big trucks.
yeah, but they're all the garbage trucks running the streets now.
Yeah.
Oh,
What we're saying is there's an old clause in where you had to have a single axle truck, which most of these companies don't have them anymore. They don't order them. Unless they're in a major city where they're doing alleys.
Yeah.
That's where they order a truck like that. It's a unique feature now. It's not like our dump trucks that have a single axle. We don't have any dual axle trucks, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is the garbage trucks running the streets now that have dual axles or maybe potentially a tag axle that's a third axle, which would not be down on a hillside because they can only run them on the flats. When you're picking up garbage, you're anywhere between 8 and 15 tons in a rear load, side load, or front load truck as your load weight inside that truck, on top of the weight of the truck.
on top of the weight of the truck.
Yes. What I'm saying is you can run the same truck for recycling, and the max you're gonna get in those trucks from residential curbside collection is 4 to 6 tons. So you're gonna be well below the density of garbage versus
Right.
recyclables is less.
So the question
Oh,
is,
so by taking this piece out, we're not limiting
So
ourselves?
I just an opinion, I was like, we'll probably get more people bidding on
Oh,
this.
okay, yeah.
Because a couple of them had voiced to me like, and this was prior, over the years, saying, I'm not gonna bid on this because I don't have any single axle trucks. I'm not gonna go out and buy them just for an every other week account. Unless it was something where it was like a major city where I'm running every day.
Right,
yeah,
So
gotcha.
that's only the point.
Well, I think it's a good
yeah, I thought
It
it was a
might
good one that
open the
was
door
take it
up.
up, take it out,
Just take it out completely?
yeah. What do you, what do you
Oh,
think?
I agree with that.
So no limits, no restrictions?
We don't,
Right,
the point is, we don't institute that on garbage trucks right now.
right,
There's no
yeah.
There's no
We don't do it
permit,
for
right?
garbage, so why are we doing it for recycling,
Recycling,
which
which
is
is gonna
lighter?
be less weight anyway.
Okay,
which- yeah.
got it.
Then, thank you for that. The next piece was,
And one other thing, Lori, it was over preservation of the roads,
right,
especially on the hillsides. So that's where, to help Terry out with that, it's like, yeah, we get it, but the garbage trucks are running there, but that's weekly pickup, recycling's every other week, so you're also doing less.
And it's a lighter truck. It's a lighter load.
Yes.
So it's really not putting any more wear and tear on the road.
So the thought process is perhaps we'll get more
right.
maybe one or two other vendors
Which would be
bidding.
good. All right, then on page 3, note the example. What's your feeling on this part that's in red? Stephen and I talked about, do we leave it in? Do we make it less restrictive as far as, what the penalties, damages are?
Yeah, so Lori was suggesting, like, some of these were examples, the liquidated damages and performance fees. Oftentimes, Lori gets a question like, hey, is our recycling really going to a processing facility, which is called a MRF, Material Recovery Facility? So it's like that report you read about two meetings ago
Yeah,
Yep.
they put the,
in Houston, where
Beacon
the
and everything.
plastics were getting collected, but they weren't getting landfilled, they're just getting piled up at this factory that's supposedly gonna get opened. So it's, and I get it all the time, and it's, hey, does this stuff really get recycled? Do you put it in the building, does it go out the back door? Well, yeah, it goes out the back door in bales, and it goes off to a mill,
Yeah.
and gets made into new products, so. So, this is, you would see this in an RFP, no different than you'd see something on a sewer project or water. It's your performance, it's your liquidated damages and performance criteria to hold the contractor accountable. I'm not saying we were talking last night, you don't put it on everything, but we might wanna have it in there to protect us. Should we deem a contractor not acting accordingly, and the stuff is actually, he's putting in he or she is putting it in a landfill.
Right.
And how would we know, how would we know that?
We follow the trucks.
All the trucks or,
Yeah?
Camera in there.
Oh, that's-
Pete, you're retired now.
I'd love to do that. Follow a garbage truck
You
around.
drive around town all day long anyway,
All
right?
the way to Seneca Falls? Yeah, great.
So that was just, you don't have to put all these in, Lori, wisely said, what are some examples? So that's why there's three. It's not, we're not saying let's do all, but might be a good thing to have something to protect us if somebody's not doing the right thing.
I agree.
Yeah, at a minimum, I think that second bullet
Yeah,
is really important.
yeah.
The others,
The performance clause is very important.
what's that?
The performance clause is a very important.
Yeah.
one, because if they come in as the low bidder, say the second or the third time around, and you deem that their performance has been poor, now you do have a leg to stand on to say, even though you're the low bidder, we don't have to take it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I like it. It gives it a little bit of teeth in case there is a concern, and, you know, it's important to have it in the village, and, you know, these are recommendations, obviously. Fred wants to get this RFP out, because like I said, we're behind. What's the board's view on
So
leaving, we can leave them in, we can revise it?
So we want to leave all three of these in?
That's the question.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Without three.
Yeah, okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, the only one, the third one is, I don't know if that's really conducive on the market requirements and marketing plan, because they're not processing the material, but
Right.
they're working with somebody, so we might want to massage that verbiage, but, or take that one out. But the first two would,
Failure to meet contract and market
But I think the
requirements.
second bullet's the most important one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm good with taking the third bullet out, honestly.
Yeah.
So what does that exactly mean?
Right. That's what I was thinking too, what does it exactly mean?
which one?
The third one.
Yeah,
So
so,
it's-
like, the marketing of the material, when you take it to a processor, that is gonna, see, the recyclables, when they pick them up, it then goes to a material recovery facility,
Right.
where they process the material, and it's, basically you're descrambling an egg, a scrambled egg. You're getting all the paper into this bin, cardboard into this one, metal into this one, aluminum into this, the
Okay.
various grades of
Separate.
plastic, and then that all goes to a different mill and is remade into the water bottles, like PET is remade into water bottles.
And they're getting thinner and thinner.
Yes, so they're lightweight.
You
Well,
can hardly hold on to it.
that's part of the marketing plan, but it's, if they're, what's key is if they're taking it to a material recovery facility, which we don't have any concerns as a village. This is just protection because of some of the questions she gets hit with, and some of us, and Terry too, is like, is this stuff, you know, people come up to him and say, is this stuff really getting recycled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We often wonder.
So the third bullet is really if we hired out the collection and we hired out separately the processing agreement,
Oh,
which is, we're putting it all into their ballpark.
Yeah,
How we're protected is because they have to take this to a material recovery facility.
Gotcha.
So number two kind of covers number three.
For what we're doing,
Yeah.
because we're not engaged in a revenue share program with the processing facility.
So we can eliminate number three altogether? Is that the idea?
everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
And then that spreadsheet that was attached there, Steve, that was really helpful. It was interesting that in 2024, not a huge drop, but a little bit. Well, in June, there definitely was. 4 point. I just thought they forecasting was really interesting data.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any ideas on the draft? Any,
What's that, Mark?
anybody have any thoughts on, just any ideas why the decrease? Just people aren't recycling as much?
In June, you mean, or overall?
And, yeah, and any of them, looks like May went up a little bit, but, I mean, most of them look like they went down.
Wait till we see July, it might be like 12, because
Um,
people forgot in June.
Just an opinion,
Yeah.
some of it might be inflation,
No,
less people buying stuff.
yeah, it could be.
I mean, look at it, going to the grocery store.
I don't know, the Amazon guy comes to my house damn near every day. I don't
You
know.
need to talk to your lawyer about
There's a
that.
separate cell for your house, Pete, you're actually going there.
I don't know about spending any less.
It's the one that's under other.
Yeah, but that's part of it, we're seeing that in some cities throughout the country, it's just like,
Wow.
I don't know, I don't imagine mine went down. I got a ton, but. All right, any
Very
further
nice.
discussion?
Very nice report.
but one other piece was, there's no issues that we're looking into, as you all know.
Yeah,
This is just verifying that, hey, this is how much we've done, this is our breakdown of material. We're averaging only 7% residue, which is stuff that doesn't belong in there. People throw in like, here, I'm gonna throw this highlighter in, it's plastic. This is not a recyclable component that should go in your recycling bin.
or plastic bag.
Yeah, or plastic bags, film,
Really? They're not recyclable?
Mm-mm.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
But like an average rate throughout the country right now is 20 to 25% residue that you see coming out of a village or a city.
Really?
Or a
So
county.
people,
Yeah.
in general, they're being very responsible.
Yeah, we're doing a great job as a village.
Oh, wonderful.
And the stuff goes up to, it's collected by Cardinal. Yes. And it gets processed at Casella Recycling in Stanley, New York, which is the Ontario County landfill. They have a 60,000 square foot building out front that was built 15, 20 years ago, so. And state-of-the-art automated equipment processing the materials, so.
Nice.
So we're doing a pretty good job as a village.
Good. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
I,
All opposed? Carried, I will get that to Fred. All right, next. Approved for the replacement of a mixing valve in the event center.
Make a motion to approve replacement of a mixing valve for water system at the event center by JAC for $2,095.
I'll second it.
Further discussion?
okay, what exactly does a mixing valve do?
Mixing valve is just, all it does is mixes the cold water and the hot water so that you, when you have showers outside, it's a tepid water. It's not it doesn't reach, say, 125 degrees where it can scald you. Being that this is a fairly large mixing valve, that's everything outside. It's not something you would do in-house. This controls everything pretty well in the park.
Terry, is this for the, like the splash pad and everything?
The showers out there, and yes, all of those showers outside as well as inside, so.
Gotcha.
And is this the valve that we had the issue with, the reason that we had the flood that day? That's a
Those are
different,
your-
that's a different one.
Those are backhoe for Dennerset.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No opposed, carried. All right, 2025 rates for Clute Park. So I'll get a motion and then,
Make a motion to approve the 2025 rates for Clute Park.
Second.
all right, discussion. So Margaret, Stacy and I sat down and went through these. Stacy also sent some comps of other areas, other campgrounds and parks. What questions do we have? Cable was one question I had.
Yeah.
I did send a long email on that today, but I don't think you guys probably read it.
I breezed over it, yeah.
The problem we're having is what we currently have there, they're not gonna
You're looking to combine into one.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
company,
One
and
company.
Empire do it, Spectrum do it.
So, do a lot of campgrounds supply cable to these guys?
Well,
With
I
the internet?
didn't put the cable on this part, you know, and to made it more of like, I thought maybe a separate issue, you know, and then once we've got at least the full internet, I guess, we'll add it to it.
Yeah, we've had issues with the cable down there for some time, and so right now,
The internet was the problem.
Well, I
too.
think at one point, I remember last spring, Chantel was kind of looking into it, and it was kind of like, you couldn't have the one without the other, there was like a bundle or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a bundle, Empire can do it separate, but that would require installing more poles in the park.
Right, yeah, I remember her saying something about, they really
Yeah,
use,
Empire would have to install 11 new poles.
do they
11.
really use cable that much, do you think? I mean,
Well, I mean, people do use the TV down there, I mean, you know,
But it was like, what, I
did I look at
just
other
read
parks?
it in here.
Apparently not a lot of places have cable, but, you know, you either, you gotta make sure your Wi-Fi service is good enough then that they can stream.
Yeah.
The pole. And right now our Wi-Fi service isn't good enough to, especially like on busy times, it really bogs down. And because everything's coming out of our office. So the goal is even if we eliminate the cable and just go to Wi-Fi, then we have to install more poles so that the Wi-Fi is essentially better with campers. Right now it's not great.
11 poles in that little campground?
Jesus, I was thinking the same thing.
Wow.
Where's it gonna go?
Did they give you an estimate on what the cost is?
Yeah, and I put it all in that email, I think the cost to install the new poles is 35,000 for installation. A Spectrum with cable and internet was gonna cost about 3,600 a month.
Yeah, so what would happen if we didn't supply cable TV and we just supplied the internet and it was up to them to do the,
Put those poles up.
There is a cost difference, but you're gonna have more of an upfront cost, on that first year to install those poles.
11 poles, and these are like regular poles, like,
Like telephone poles.
God saying that they need that many for?
Did they tell you, I'm sorry, why would we need poles up, Terry, do you know?
Going back to their putting, for lack of my brain.
Like a repeater or something?
Kind of, it's kind of more like they do in the water plant or the wastewater plant where you have your, boosters, whatever, I just lost the term for them, at different places in the plant, so that if I'm in the garage, I can still use the Wi-Fi, because I have the mode put up, one in the garage, one in the building, so all they're doing is basically putting boosters up, so that they can
Get a signal.
get a signal,
What is it a month?
Well, I just looked at,
It's like,
Empire was just doing what they're proposing was like, I want to say off the top of my head, it was at least 60 a month. But then you have to break out the cost per month, especially the first year too. Because the upfront cost was at 30-some thousand installed poles, and then another 2,000 for installation. For Spectrum was, that had the cable was less upfront. But Spectrum's plan was that everybody would get a router essentially in each unit. And then that was gonna be about $28 a month times 132 units. So that was gonna be over 3,000 a month.
I mean,
And that they required like a 5-year contract and then the 3% increase each year.
Camping
I mean, we
trips,
could
shows.
decide that, just like our homes, if they wanted Spectrum, can't they get it themselves?
well,
They
that's kind of,
already have it, yeah.
that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Let them worry about that. Why are we worried about it?
But it's still, what about the, can we, if
And
we
we're
just,
still gonna have a cost, you know, because we obviously
Right.
have it in the office, the event center, community center, so there's still gonna be a cost.
Empire came on site and said they'd have to put up 11 poles.
That's what I got on my quote.
so I
Not just
recall there was a
but that's
problem, and Terry's gonna remember this,
You've got a pretty big area you're trying to cover there.
that there was a line severed or something happened, remember that? And I thought it was Verizon. And then Empire was gave us a quote of 15,000 to fix it, but I don't know, I think I'm a little uncomfortable approving with, so what happened, just to give you a little bit of past history, is that the rate for the, which, we're proposing the 3,400, where is it on here? Under seasonal returning. It was, the cable was separate before. And then Craig incorporated it into to the seasonal fee, so,
I do remember that.
yeah, so I think the board really needs to look at this because that's a huge amount of money.
Yeah, I think I broke it down over 5 years, and Empire was gonna cost 100,000, Spectrum was gonna be 200.
So what's,
Maybe we should table this until we get a chance to read the email and.
yeah, I think we're gonna have to table this.
So,
wh-
Yeah, I sent a detailed email with the.
Okay.
quotes and my breakdowns, but.
Let's look at this. Barb, can we, are you guys okay with that, tabling?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, 'cause
So you're saying regardless,
We're gonna
what
have
we
to
do,
something.
we have, if we stay with Spectrum, we are, it's gonna be double, it's gonna be 40 grand a year.
And Spectrum said if
We're at
they
20.
get, it just said even if you look at no cable with Spectrum, and even they're significantly higher, they said it would be more without cable for them. This it must be whatever plan they have or something.
right, they want you to do both.
Yeah. Kind of like when they tell you to get
Wow.
one, it's gonna be cheaper.
More than criminal this.
And the speeds would slow down too. So it must be whatever plan they have running.
But they advertise the fastest internet, no contracts.
I don't have cable, Brad.
What do you have in the plant, Terry, for Wi-Fi?
We have Empire.
Oh, that, yeah, so that's the other, we haven't,
Empire, well, we had to put all the poles in anyways for the power line. And so the
Right.
poles were already there for Empire to tie into, and yes, we have Empire.
We're already currently paying like 2,000
It's huge.
a month.
right. Do we have any other options if we just did Wi-Fi? Does anybody know? I don't, this isn't my forte.
Yeah.
That's the only, yeah, that's the only thing.
You have
You
either
could use the,
Wi-Fi, internet, or satellite.
right.
Yeah, I mean, they do have that satellite stuff now. What's it called, Starlight or something? But I don't know
I
if
mean-
that's a business package or if that's for individual.
This is what I don't get. We have Wi-Fi in our homes, and you can see your 4 or 5 neighbors' code and their signal when you pull up your Wi-Fi.
Right.
And that's, so what's that? That's like a
I don't,
5-acre radius?
It is.
I don't
but
know.
I don't know what the connectivity would be like if you tried connecting
Right.
to them far away. Like what kind of speed would you get as a connectivity? I don't know.
Yeah, more to come.
Well,
yes.
I remember your cook used to pirate from Learns, from in the kitchen in the green. I remember that.
that's because Bob wouldn't pay for it.
I have it now.
We have it now?
Oh, yeah.
How come you never give me the password?
MT 123456. That's what it is.
Well, that's
I
been my
think I knew
contention
that.
all along, is why we supply these guys with cable TV. I mean, I
Yeah,
know
I
they
think
pay
so,
for it,
too.
but why? I mean, with technology today, these guys can put a little disc on top of their motor home or whatever they have and get whatever they want. I mean, that's, why I don't even understand why. I mean, I can understand having to give them Wi-Fi or internet in case, I don't know, just
The only
because.
reason they want Wi-Fi or internet is every phone, you're either pulling the signal off of, in this case, this is Verizon. I'm either pulling the signal off of Verizon, or if I'm at home, I can not use Verizon and use my Wi-Fi because Verizon coming through the house is slower than what my Wi-Fi in the house. So the only reason they want the Wi-Fi is so, number one, you're not using data on your cell plan,
Right.
and it has a bit higher speed hookup.
I can understand that. I just don't want,
Use it to stream TVs.
Well, then everybody will be streaming, yeah.
Or
All right. All right, well, this will be a continued discussion. Next board meeting, Stace.
Wonderful.
Thank you. All right, now we got, let's see, Tom Ballard and 2 EE employees for the,
We've got new campground rules.
oh, sorry. Thank you. Do you want to, yeah, let's get a motion, we'll talk about these two.
I make a motion to approve the new campground rules for 2025.
Second.
Further discussion. I thought these were great, Stace. I looked them over again today. I didn't see anything that we missed.
I like the idea of no more than 3 dogs.
Well, Stacy built these out of a lot of different issues this year.
File
It's
that back.
definitely a learning year for me, so, like, looking at the rules we have and looking at, complaints people have had, within the park. It's kind of why some of these are compiled, so hopefully going into the next season, you can kind of nip a lot of things in the bud and issues that people are having. And then again, with getting people to comply with some things too, so. And some of them, aren't really parent issues yet, but, I think especially with like dogs and things like that, I kind of look at other campground rules that we just didn't have anything. Something comes up, I nothing to go by.
Yeah, I thought they were very comprehensive.
So the
Straightforward.
other question I had, I've been down there several times, and I see guys washing their campers and stuff off. Is that something we should even allow at all?
Well, it's
That's-
not allowed. I'm looking here.
Well,
It says during holidays or weekends.
It's allowed during the weekday. That's
What number is that?
15.
50, yeah.
Number 15.
Oh, I was looking at no car washing. The issue with that is that we're paying for the water
Correct,
and the sewer.
correct,
So that's the other part, just for the board. We also pay for the electric.
correct.
It's all inclusive. Montour's putting
Meters.
meters on every
Yes, they are.
campsite.
They are putting electric meters on every single campsite.
Yeah, right now, the meters that are there don't work at all.
Yeah.
We have been looking for it since the
For our campground?
first two parts.
Stacy, do we, I mean, I guess that was one I had circled in number 18, but
What was 18?
Do we allow them? Should we allow them?
Well, that's a question now, because I misinterpreted this. Do you see that a lot?
I
People,
mean, there are people that, during the week, you'll see them kind of like hand washing and stuff a little bit.
I saw a guy,
If there's spot cleaning, I mean, I guess I don't see a big issue with it, but.
I saw a guy with a ladder, he was washing his roof off, he was out there for hours.
well, I don't think boats and trailers may be washed. That's, I took that too as to mean a boat with a boat trailer. Is that correct, or
No, I think she means the trailers over there.
do you mean campers?
Campers.
Well, boats are not, washing a boat on a campsite is illegal.
Right.
You
First.
can't do that.
Yeah, the
It
DEC
has
will,
to be in a specific,
That's a good point, too.
specific area.
I was gonna say, the only thing I can see about washing boats is they'll let you transfer anything from one lake to another.
Right.
So they usually tell you to wash it off before you leave.
Well, they have an area right within the parking lot.
Yeah.
That's the area for doing it.
Right.
Every fishing spot you go to or my brain's not working, but, area where you
Launch
touch it.
area?
Well, no, every area, yeah, boat launch that you go to as an area that's designated for washing your boat.
Right, get the weeds and all that.
Weeds, but what they don't want is you taking.
Transferring.
invasive from
Right.
one lake to another lake.
That's how we got the zebra mussels.
Yes.
yeah, but I think washing,
That one was kind of taken from the past rules, but
yeah, just as an example, my boat's at Frog Hollow. When I clean it in the summer, DEC's $500 fine. You get caught doing that because oil goes in the
Oil
ground.
Go right into the water,
Mm.
yeah.
You're back home now? I didn't know that.
That's where I store it.
Oh, store it.
So, we should say no washing of boats or campers, period.
Washing a boat in a designated DEC washdown
Only.
area only.
Only, and no washing of campers. I mean, maybe allow them to do it maybe at the end of the year or something when they're closing up, but, you know, some of these guys are washing their stuff every month or,
Right. I think the hard thing is there's a lot of big units down there, and especially when you get that road construction, I mean, it got dusty down there.
Yeah.
Kind of keeps them looking nicer.
Right. I can kind of see that. It's there all summer. I mean, you want to keep
Or
it
maybe just go
somewhat
with just
clean.
campers, no boats, trailers, and it can be pulled off.
I don't care, I don't got no problem with them washing them as long as they pay for it.
Well, they don't.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right now, they're not. It's just,
What, Stace?
And Joe just said they are, they're paying their seasonal fee.
yeah, but I gotta think that it's not even close, honestly.
Now we have to look at that.
So what we're saying is the boats and the trailers are gonna need to be washed in a designated area,
Right.
But I think.
but the campers, they'll just, but they can't do campers on holidays and weekends? Is that what we're saying?
At all.
We'll just
Or,
add
yeah.
the boats and trailers to the no car. the
And no cars.
That are washing, and then the washings of campers during holidays and weekends.
All right, then, Steve, you had 18?
Yeah, I was just, I think it's where, I think Terry just mentioned it. Is there any, it's not something we can do now, but like putting meters on this stuff.
Well,
Because how
that's
do you really prove somebody's
future.
shut it off? So
Yeah.
I
I
don't,
mean, if we're talking getting meters and stuff, is that something that could be added into the grant if we find one for,
yeah, it's open for discussion. yeah.
For electric meters too? That's what.
there's probably grants on that.
So it's something to look at.
Absolutely.
It just,
Well, like Lori said, that's exactly what they're doing in Montreal
Mhm.
Falls, they're putting meters on every single campsite.
Well, yeah, because people
Yeah, I
live
think
there
it's
during
great,
the summer.
Steve, what you did, I just.
Live
like,
there every
this is
day.
Future
Good
stuff,
idea.
how do we control this? Because,
And really, when you look at their,
You know.
their cost of electricity is so high,
Yeah, they have nice egg.
they have NICEAG,
Yeah.
so it is very costly for
Yeah, it's
Montreal to
gotta
have
kill
to pay that kind of a
Yeah, I
light.
can't imagine what that would be,
It's a lot.
especially leaving the air conditioner on in every trailer
Oh,
over there.
yeah.
Holy God.
All right, so we'll revise 15. Are there any others that you want to revise? Because then we can bring it back next.
Right, we kind of said something just so we're bringing stuff back, and we kind of talked about it during the manager's meeting a little bit regarding like golf carts. And they're not on the rules. I know the rule in the park right now is they're not allowed, but they're not on the rules as of yet. So I don't know if we want to do that. I know I have campers that say they want them, and that other campgrounds allow them if they're insured. And we-
They're village streets, and they're not, are they going to license them?
I don't know if they are licensable, I know you can insure them, I don't.
You can get them road, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know
thought
if that's
saw
in
it
New York
here.
State though,
Maybe I didn't read it right.
because if they were true, I could park one at my house and drive it down the hill and back.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't-
We
you
do it at
can't
Vintage.
Yeah, well,
All day long.
Didn't somebody used to drive their golf cart to the golf course from
Maybe
up?
I can look into it and send some notes on it before next meeting and, like,
The problem with doing that is then you're going to have one more thing, they're parked on their site.
yep.
Yeah.
And then you're going to let
with
them,
their electric
I mean,
bikes and.
what's your view, Officer Jumper? Yeah, if you're
I'm
on a
kinda
village
the
street,
same
you
thing.
can't ride around in a golf cart that's not licensed.
I was gonna say, I think so too. People take advantage of it.
It's too small in there.
Yeah, it's,
They might cross over to go to the park.
Of course they will.
Across the street.
or.
It's not
go
the
to Walmart.
villages.
I'd actually like to see us get rid of cars and just have golf carts, quite honestly.
What are you going to do in the winter, Peter G?
They can just close them, they'll close them up.
No golf cart.
That one that I had, that 4x4,
Just think how much fun,
had air conditioning in it.
air conditioning, heating.
All right, so you want to add that?
No golf carts?
Yeah.
the other thing regarding the trailers, so I have several people that have trailers there.
Yeah, that, we talked about that space, so if you're looking at the, I'll call it the office, where the maintenance building is, to the left, there's a pathway, the
Where that
ball
boat
field's on
sits
the
out in
left.
the back there.
Right,
Yeah.
Between the two fences.
right. Back in there, I don't know even if it's muddy or whatever, but you would wanna limit it, because what if somebody wanted 5, you know? So you're talking about like a motorcycle trailer.
Yeah, I mean, some of them have motorcycles, and I get them wanting to bring them, you know, it's hard when you've got such limited space, so it'd be nice to offer somewhere for people to put it.
Why wouldn't they pay to put it in the, isn't there enough room in the boat launch parking?
No. That's a mess now, we gotta get a different system once the canal
Yeah, we
corp
gotta
gets
figure
out of
something
there.
for that. Once that whole canal work, I mean, it's gotta be something, I don't know, some sort of lines, or I don't know. That's up for free for all.
So these are people that bring like extra trailers with them to,
Yeah, 'cause they.
One has a
So-
little
Pull
car.
behind their campers.
yeah. And we're looking to get them off their lot and have someplace else for them to put them.
Right.
Yeah, I got no
Pay a
problem.
fee for it, just,
Well, it's,
yeah, the only issue there is if it's, you know, we get a few days worth of rain and then they decide
You
we're
can't
gonna
get
take
'em
it out.
Well, what you could do too, I mean, you're right, it's a grassy knoll area. You could just dig it out, put crusher run down there and create a small little parking lot back there for, you know, 10 or 12 bike trailers.
Overflow trailer.
Overflow, not great big trailers.
Right.
You know, cordon it off in such a way where, you know you've got so many spaces and it's an extra fee if you wanna use
We're
it.
not using those lovely tennis courts,
I see that there's guys like parking their boats in there.
There, pardon me?
the tennis courts.
Yeah.
No, they didn't have, that's a whole nother discussion.
Right.
They look terrible.
What that thing's not being used.
Yeah, that's a big area. If it's not being used, big fence down and paint lines on it.
Pay.
So let's table this, we got a little bit more work to do. We'll look at that back there, potentially for additional parking. All right, so that's tabled, Barb, thank you. Now, MEUA,
Make a motion to approve Tom Ballard's attendance plus 2 additional electric employees to the 2024 MEUA November Engineering and Accounting and Finance Workshops for November 6th and 7th. Registration is $120 per employee.
Second.
discussion. I do think, when I looked at this, are they going up and back, do people know? Does anybody know? Or are they spending the night? Because that wasn't clear to me.
6 and 7, so it almost looks like they're, yeah, I don't know.
$120 isn't much.
I believe they're spending the night. Didn't he say that in our meeting
Was that the
today?
same, or was this the same one that he was talking about? I thought he was
Yeah.
talking about something else today, but
I believe they are staying overnight.
the one that he was talking about was the training they were going to, that was for like Tuesday through Friday. He didn't, I don't think he talked about this, but,
This is an annual one, they always go, but I think,
Embassy
but if you look
suites.
at the, what did I do with it? If you look at the agenda,
Yeah, I know.
it's pretty
Very
lengthy.
involved.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, it looks like it goes pretty late.
goes
No.
till 6.
Dinner at
Dinner at
6.
Yeah, you
Six.
know,
Then the magician comes.
Do you
I
know,
I know
Barb?
I would wanna drive back at that time.
Okay.
I'm driving in the dark.
So the reason I bring it up is because we want to make sure it's part of the motion
Right.
for the
For the
approval.
hotel.
I mean, I'm assuming that they're gonna, I can't imagine they're gonna drive back and then drive back to be back at a 8 o'clock
Right, yeah.
Okay, so let's see.
New York Power Authority drill.
And it says on here the rooms are 159, so if we wanna add that to the motion.
Package 2 on Wednesday dinner. Package 1
How many
includes
people
Wednesday.
Oh,
go to?
they're staying one night. There we go.
He just texted you that?
Fred.
Oh.
Hi, Fred.
Hey, nice going, Fred,
Oh, he's
thanks.
watching.
Okay, so
I
we'll
was gonna
want
say,
to,
damn, that's pretty good.
he can't, you know he's missing us.
No, he can't live without us.
All right, so can you just adjust your
Yeah.
motion, please?
Yep, Tommy said the same thing. Make a motion to approve Tom Ballard's attendance plus 2 additional electric employees to the 2024 MEUA November Engineering and Accounting and Finance Workshops for November 6th and 7th. Registration is $120 per employee, and room rates are $159 per night.
I will second it.
Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, that's carried. And we do budget for this, out of the electric budget.
Yep.
Okay, we have a request from Catholic Charities, for permission. They do this also annually, to hang the purple ribbons throughout downtown to recognize the domestic violence awareness.
I think they were blue. I'll make a motion to grant Catholic Charities permission to hang purple ribbons throughout downtown Watkins Glen to recognize domestic violence awareness.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, it's carried. All right, next is moving the mayor's salary to $12,000 a year. I will recuse myself, but take a motion.
I'll make a motion to raise the mayor's salary to $12,000 per year.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, recuse, please, Barb. Thank you. All right, next. Well, our general audit's pretty low. Needed a motion to approve the general audit, please.
Make a motion to approve the general audit dated September 13th, 2024 for the total amount of $113,370.74.
Second?
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, that is also carries. All right, couple of, board concerns. October 31st, which is a Thursday. I like to do this early because, people start to ask. Yeah, Thursday, October 31st, we'll designate as Village Halloween, 6 to 8 p.m.
Can we make it 6 to 7? Cost me a fortune.
Peter.
Glad you got down on your own end,
Ah,
because
Man,
you hit hard.
The south end and the north side is packed on Halloween, I gotta tell you.
We probably get
I don't get any in my house. Yeah, we might
Same,
get 10
we just
people.
talking about, they don't walk up.
You might as well, everybody else does.
Oh, yeah, it's, you easily get 250 to 300 people.
Oh,
Really?
easy. Easy.
Tootsie
So
Rolls,
what day?
We don't get any either.
Lori, what day?
Thursday, October 31st.
6 to 8.
You can dress up, Steve, it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
All
Well, we
right.
don't have a meeting that night, darn.
Other, Peter, anybody have other concerns? Board concerns? No list today?
I ain't got lots of stuff, but I'm pretty good. I think we answered a lot of them already, so.
We have just an update on.
Oh, yeah.
We met with, the electric department today, so we'll send, around, bullet points of our meeting.
Mm-hmm.
But, it was just a strategy meeting and get all our ducks in a row first before we started talking to the folks that would wanna do something with the tops, market buildings for potentially putting solar panels
Oh,
on.
solar
So-
panels, yeah. So is that
Yeah.
something just for Tops wants to do, or someone just wanna use
yeah,
their roof?
it's, as far as we know at this point, it's something being driven by Tops Corporation and the Empire Group, but we have nothing to report on, but we're just strategizing our questions and answers and setting up the next meeting with the group that wants to talk to us about it, so. Cause obviously, we gotta understand zoning and also NIPA and, MUA,
yeah.
so.
I sent the zoning, did I send it to you? I can't remember. I definitely sent
Send
it
it
to
to Tommy,
Tommy.
but we took a copy of it.
Okay.
So we have that, actually, I have it with me.
Okay,
So Tommy's got 3 criteria that he's working on right now, so he's getting understandings from NIPA. And also, he's reaching out to MUA the association, which is 42 other municipalities, just to find out if they've done anything like this. He's not gonna report that it's something we're doing. He's just gonna say, hey, you guys ever do anything like this?
Anybody do this?
Anybody pitching this? So, because they are obviously part of NIPA as well, so. And I
Right.
said, that's a great idea, so. Said if somebody else is doing it, maybe
Okay.
we understand it, so. It was a good meeting, but,
There's the tops and
like I said,
pennies.
more to come, but we'll send around notes that we had of what Tom's doing. And then we'll have a meeting with the folks, so.
Okay, great. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
So did we ever fix the insurance discrepancy we had between,
The fire department form?
yeah, the fire
I'm still
department?
working on that. I just sent an email this afternoon on it. Going back and forth with the insurance company.
Yeah, and the same thing with the kayak people, right?
The kayak,
Because of the language,
right,
because it's two different,
yep,
okay. We're working on that.
yep.
Subdivision behind Walmart, how about this, this guy's not doing the six-pack trails?
No.
The guy with the cars that didn't want to do
Yeah.
He's
vintage?
doing it
Oh, he is?
Friday.
Yeah.
He was in today, but,
To get his
But he's not
sweatshirt?
gonna-
yep,
To get a sweatshirt.
he left his
Oh,
shirt.
left.
Remember in his email,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're still gonna do that, huh?
Yep, but not with police support.
Yeah.
I think he was gonna
Did
reach
he
out
tell
to
you what
the-
time they were gonna do it?
What's it say on there? I don't know.
3 PM, 3 to 4 PM.
Oh, yeah, that's on a busy time on a Friday afternoon.
40 to
3 or
60
4
cars.
o'clock in the afternoon.
He's doing it 3 to 4 on a Friday afternoon?
Yep.
Holy God.
Yep.
So, and we also tabled a bunch of applications. Is that because we're waiting for the
Yep,
Insurance.
the insurance thing to get straightened out?
yes, and I thought we had it resolved, and then I heard from like Stamp today, so then I had to go back to the insurance company. And so I haven't heard back from our insurance company on it. So I've been going back and forth.
And what about the sewer problem at the fire hall?
That's a
Did you get
question I
chance
have.
to-
I have not.
Okay.
Actually, I spoke to Charlie, who's supposed to have a gentleman who's doing all the research on it. Call me, and the gentleman is gonna call.
Yeah, that was one of the items I had too.
We're trying to help them by having Terry support them.
Right.
I mean, it's our building, so.
Yeah. And
Sooner
what
the
ab-
better, because it's,
The only thing I can, the only thing input I can give is there are very, very few companies that can win. So if they were able to get one bid, they're gonna be lucky.
Well, we were talking about there was two that you and
Yeah,
I
they had
looked
one
up
or
in that
two.
one meeting. a
Yeah,
month
they
ago.
don't do, Sheasley's don't do.
yeah, they found out that they don't,
Cause I talked to Sheasley's.
There was the
they
one
don't
in
do it.
Whitney Point, and there was one in, you and I found two.
Yeah, I'd have to.
Johnson
look up.
City or something, I can't remember what it was.
But I forget the gentleman's name, Charlie said he would have him call me as of that one.
oh, one other thing, real quick. I did talk to Sheriff Rumsey, and I did talk to Ethan about the evening school resource officer. And they did not put it in here, but they do expect the officer to be in a car. Sheriff's office, same thing. They don't charge extra from the sheriff's office perspective.
To have a car on site.
So they will have a car, they will have somebody that, which intersection are we talking about? Is it the?
No, this is
The
the
school.
evening school.
Oh, the
school
evening
resource-
school things,
after
okay,
school
okay,
events.
gotcha,
So there's
yeah,
a-
okay.
Okay.
So, it's up to the board. I mean, we can go back. I did talk to Ethan. He said they neglected to put it in here. We could ask for additional money. The county did not. So when I talked to the sheriff, he said, no, we don't ask for additional money for the car to be there. It's really up to the board. Ethan said it should be in here, I think, so it's
Yeah.
clear.
We're doing it for the daytime.
For the, right, they pay
Does it-
5,000 a year for the,
Is
They pay 5,000 a year to have the car, to have use of the
During
car
the day.
Yeah.
That's a separate
For
line.
the
item.
day, yeah.
during the day.
It's, yeah, use and maintenance is how we formulate it,
You know, page 7 and page 19.
yeah. And the, I mean,
I got you.
I don't wanna jump topics, but, what does the board think? I mean, I don't really know if 5,000 covers it, Ethan's not here, so I can't.
Yeah. We prefer to do all those things we're doing at the school.
I think we should keep the same
Keep the car.
cadence.
Yeah.
You mean
Is what
add
we're
another,
doing now, we're currently doing that now for the daytime stuff. I don't think we
Might
should
as well
break.
stay consistent,
Right.
consistent.
but we're not gonna, so the village isn't always gonna be there at night.
No, it's odd even.
Right.
So
I
the
think-
sheriff's gonna be there, the village is gonna be there, the sheriff's, so
Half.
So I think it might be a different fee, right?
a lesser fee,
Yeah.
I would think, if we're
But I
gonna.
think that's
half.
something, like you said, we chat with Ethan.
Yeah, I'll follow up with him. I just wanted, I did talk to him, like I said, and I just wanted to update you. So I'll go back to him. The other thing about the crossing guard, I think you saw.
I
that-
saw something about
yeah,
that.
So in the past, we had, I think it was $2,000 in our budget, still in the budget, but you cannot get anybody to do it.
yeah.
It's an hour a day. Peter?
That's my nap time, I can do that.
Well,
So
and
you
my
say an hour in
question,
the day, so it must be they don't do it in the morning, they only do it in the afternoon or
I
something?
think they did do it in the morning, but it totals out to be about an hour. By the time you, it's half hour in the morning, half hour in the.
Oh, jeepers.
Yeah, so it doesn't take much.
And what I put in my communication to Ethan is, why do we do it on one street, not the other? If we're gonna do it, you either do it or you don't do it. Because they don't do it on 12th Street, they only do it on 14th,
They
15th.
don't do it either.
Well, now we don't do either because we couldn't.
Right, but
So we had that one gentleman, I can't remember,
Mr. Wallenbach,
yeah,
yeah.
and then since,
But they didn't do it, yeah.
since he
He
was
waved to everybody.
done, we advertised and advertised and we got nobody. Frank, you want a job?
I've been on the road many hours.
I know, that's right. So,
Well, you're experienced then, that's good.
It
You might be able to
only-
get more money.
Even more the reason.
it only came up,
Just from my own observation in the morning, because I'm coming out from swimming, is that the traffic seems to be heavier on at the 12th Street stop in the morning. But but in the afternoon, it's, that 15th Street is,
Yeah.
I've had a few people that, I'm crossing with 3 little kids.
yeah,
And, like, they might stop and then they start again and this and that, and so it's kinda like, maybe, I mean, if they, why
Can't the
one of-
school
what-
get-
Can't one of the policemen go out, because the one guy, when I pick him up, they're very nice man.
School
He's-
wants them in the loops.
Yeah.
They want him in the, but.
I asked that
They have
question.
the principal, they have, and see the
Safety.
superintendent out there a couple times, but.
Same thing while the crossing, but they need them there for safety.
right.
That's true, because there are a lot of parents going around at least
Yes.
picking up, but.
Well, can't they get like somebody from the Parent Teachers Association or something?
Yeah, Ethan was gonna go back to the school.
There's gotta be somebody.
We had tried all different avenues before. It was probably, I don't know, what do you think, 4 years ago at least? And, whether they could get a custodian that was coming out off their shift just to do it, at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day. But we got nowhere. We got absolutely no applicants.
Can we use somebody from the ambulance?
From where?
The ambulance guys, that's not doing anything? We got two ambulance companies, nobody's doing anything.
There's 4
You're really
ambulances sitting down
stretching
there
it
and
now.
nobody in them.
One of the things I could do, this is a little bit of a stretch, but I could ask the Scholar Shimon, I could talk to Wendy, the ARC, to see if they had anybody that, because they have people that, they do all kinds of jobs. Maybe it's something that we could do there. But how it came about is I got a concern from someone who probably lives down there, I don't know them.
I
It is crazy busy.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
Yep, I don't disagree, and people don't wanna stop.
Not only do they not wanna stop, but they don't abide by the speed limit going,
No.
when they're going into the high school in the morning. So maybe they're running late or whatever, I don't know, but I can't believe what I see some mornings.
Going down
When I'm-
12th?
No, when I'm pulling out from the high school, yeah, pulling out from the high school and going west on 12.
Yeah.
well, see, because everybody's taking the Decatur Street instead of Main Street anymore.
Yep.
So there's twice as much traffic.
All right, I'll follow up with the ARC. That might be, because, they lost their cleaning contract for the Seneca Shine,
All right.
or they didn't renew it. I'm not sure all the reasons, but, they definitely have capable individuals that, maybe that's a solution.
Great idea.
I mean, kind of got to put your life in your hands being in the middle of that street, but it would slow people down.
How about
Okay.
this, did we already talk about that?
Yeah.
Spec Hill? We did?
Yeah, Fred's got another one that he's got to follow up with.
That was the 240 north, and I guess there's another one now.
Yeah, well, did we ever get this, did we ever do the Otis contract?
The what contract?
Otis for the elevator? Remember we were supposed to sign a contract with them guys?
I think Fred did that. He'll probably text me in a second. All right, we don't have any executives, so. Oh, jeez. Oh, great. Motion to adjourn, please.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. Oops.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
How did you-
Motion carried. Margaret. He's my cousin. He's got COVID too.
I just saw him finish cup.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, Megan.
I had so much more I wanted to talk
I was
about.
gonna go up today, but, we got COVID, and so.
I'm just getting warmed up.
You just getting warmed up.
Ugh, that sucks.
What happened?
Simon.
David Symes just died.
He did? Oh, shit. I just saw him sitting in the yard.
He just couldn't,
What's going on?